I decided I was going to take this opportunity while we're doing this here unboxing. This unboxing, the Rippaverse stuff that doesn't exist at all. I decided I was going to take this opportunity to kind of like update as far as the content flow, I guess you can say, will be going. For those that don't know, I am working on a manga. I'm promoting it as best as I can with the limited range that I have, I guess you can say. I am doing that as far as content creating goes. There's the manga that I'm working on. Obviously, I've named it Fandemonium, and I'm doing a little bit of promotion. I have some. I'm gonna have some concept art, I guess you can say, some pinups, some like kind of roughs and whatnot, just rolling out eventually. Currently having an issue with my. Oh, hold on. There's a fucking fly on the ceiling. Hold on. Let me get this really quick. Fuck! I missed. Son of a bitch. But I'm gonna be doing a bunch of I guess you can say concept art and pinups and whatnot, just to kind of promote it. As it is right now, my tablet has an issue with one of the cords. It's still within warranty, so I'm currently going through that right now. As far as that goes, I do have my phone that I can draw on, not as well as I can on a tablet, obviously, but it suffices. So what I'll be doing in the meantime is just doing like little, I'll be doing roughs and whatnot of the pages, and then also doing some rough concept art for the stuff to promote it and whatnot. You guys get it. This is just me rambling the same shit over and over. Anyway, along with that, I am working, for those that don't know, working with Eric July on pretty much his what's going on, his company, being the go-to guy in a way, as far as the member site goes, ericdjuly.com. I'm also the owner of the Discord and the Gilded server, which I will be putting a link in the description, down below, if you want to join. In, I want to say probably the first week of November, we will be shutting down the Discord, simply because their rules are becoming a little more like they're tightening the screws on what we can and can't, say. And as an advocate for free speech, I don't give a fuck what you say. I've heard non-black people say the black word, and it's the funniest shit, because just looking at other people's faces just kind of like tense up. It makes me laugh a little bit. It's like, it's a fucking word. It's whatever. I don't care. But that kind of leads me to the crux of what I kind of want to mention here. So what I'm gonna start doing, because of recent events, those that don't know, a good buddy of mine, Nick Rekieta Law, his Twitter was suspended, I guess you can say. He's appealing that. His YouTube was nuked. As of right now, it's back. It was nuked on Wednesday, came back on Friday. There was also it was like 45 complaints, I guess, of people trying to get him, his lawyer license taken, which is egregious to me. All of that happened within the span of a week, just about. And that screams targeted harassment. And that's what a lot of people do nowadays, apparently. And by a lot of people, I don't mean normal people. I don't mean people who look at you, say, I don't like you, and just keep it moving on with their day. I'm talking about the people that go so far beyond themselves to destroy someone's livelihood that they would themselves look like monsters while touting themselves as heroes. It's those people, and I'm going to name drop a couple people here. Keffels, the Keffels out there, the Brianna Woos, the Duncan Can't Dies. Who else is out there? The Chris Boozies, the people who will actively go after people who are just trying to shed some light on the truth of what's going on. That Umbrella guy is going through his obstacles as far as the Amber Heard shit goes. There are people who look at that and say, oh, you're just a hater. Well, then fucking let them hate. What's the problem? If they're just a hater, if you don't agree with them, keep it moving. You don't have to go after someone's livelihood in order to make a point. That's what we're saying. If that were the case, then nobody would have a job. Everybody would be a crab in a bucket. It's that mentality that a lot of those people don't subscribe to, that really gets under my skin. I'm not saying you have to think like me. In a way, like, I would prefer you think like me because I think for myself. And if you thought for yourself, that'd be great. That would be a fantastic move overall, right? It bothers me to no fucking end that you have people who will do egregious shit like that. And then when something happens to someone that people look up to, someone that, you know, people see as a light in this bleak ass fucking world. When you see somebody snuff that light out and they just laugh about it, that person is a villain. It bothers me. And because of that, I'm going to be moving my content, right? If these motherfuckers are going to try to like go after people who think for themselves, if these people are going to attack individuals simply because of where they stand as far as their own moralities go, like me, for example, I don't like abortion. I'm against it. Yeah, there's only a very few situations in which I would prefer abortion happen. And that's a very slim few. And a lot of other things. I don't support HRT. I don't support hormone blockers and stuff like that. I don't. That's shit that should not be fucked with. Just because, and that's the thing that bothers me about a lot of science. Is like they try to surpass God in their ideologies. Like and it's. I'm not like, you know, I'm not a religious person. I'm agnostic. Like I'm not so, you know, ingrained in religion that, you know, oh, I believe in this one. No, I believe that there is a higher being. Obviously all this stuff didn't come from nowhere, but I'm not basing my life upon that, and that's fine. I don't look at Christians and go off the rails being mad at Christians because they have their faith. I don't get mad at Islamic people. I don't get mad at Buddhists, Taoists, none of that. I don't care. That's them. That's how they live their life. That's fine. But that's besides the point of what I was getting to. If these motherfuckers are going to go after individuals because of their own personal stances, and I'll use myself as an example, I'm going to make them fucking fight for it. I'm going to make it a challenge for them. If you're going to stop me, you're going to have to hit multiple different avenues. You're going to have to go after my YouTube. You're going to have to go after my Twitter. You're going to have to go after my Twitch, my Rumble, Locals, Odyssey, all of that. That way, I can go ahead and strike up a case. Hey, this is targeted harassment. There's no way that every single one of these platforms would all go, okay, yeah, no, this guy is definitely a problem. There's no way they all have that same ideology. This is definitely targeted harassment. These are people going after my livelihood. Fuck you. Thankfully, I'm working for Eric July, and that man is one of the greatest people on the fucking planet. Simply because I can say some of the goofiest shit of all time, and he may disagree with me on some of my points, some of my takes, but at the end of it all, we still breaking bread. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to the Rippaverse team as well. Shouts out to everybody that bought the book too. By the way, the book is still available on stores, on the Rippaverse store, and also in certain comic shops. Check with your comic shops if you can find one. Covers A and B are no longer being sold anywhere, or rather on the store site. You get me. So if you happen to find any local comic shop, that snatch it up quick, because somebody sold one of those motherfuckers for $200 already. I'm kind of tripping out about that. But Cover C is available on the site. You can get Cover C and a couple of other things as far as the store goes, and it'll only be expanded from there. But nonetheless, what I generally wanted to get to with this whole thing was I'm gonna be spreading my content around different places. YouTube, for the most part, I'm gonna be using just to like do shorts to promote my other avenues of content, I guess you can say. Like, I'm gonna be pushing my Locals and my Odyssey way more, simply because people like YouTube that fold so easily, Twitter folds easily, because I've gotten banned twice. Not banned, suspended, I guess you could say. I got suspended twice on on Twitter, excuse me, for something as egregious as answering a fucking question. If you're gonna be that flip-floppy on whether you ban someone or not even gonna have anybody actually, like an actual human, like, you know, look at the look at the situation and go, okay, there's nothing wrong here. Why am I wasting my time fighting you? Why am I wasting my time with all that? Like, I got into it with Duncan. Duncan said, oh, well, Nick doesn't have a case. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay. You know legalities. Yeah, obviously you know something about the American legal system. So you're going to argue an American lawyer on American law. But what I'm doing ultimately is just getting away from all that. I just don't want to deal with that shit anymore. If I can make my life easier and make money in the process, cool. So at this point, like, it bothers me. It bothers me because at one point in time I did follow Duncan for a number of years, probably about like 3 or 4 years. Then I stopped following him because he started. There was a stream he did. He was talking about critical race theory and talking about how, you know, it's systemic, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. And I'm sitting here like, well, I don't subscribe to that mentality. Like, if I can get ahead on merit alone, good. And it's more of an insult to people of color to look down on them and say, oh, well, you were oppressed by non-people of color, which makes no fucking sense to me because everybody has color in their skin, except for Powder. That motherfucker he pale as shit. Color of a fucking printing paper. A PlayStation 5. Anyway, he started talking about like CRT and stuff like that, and I started disagreeing hard as hell. And I'm in the chat just like typing up a story, and I was like, man, I'm wasting my fucking time. And I didn't follow him. And I just kind of like didn't deal with him. Then he popped up again. It was the stream with Nick and Duncan when they had their discussion that then turned into a debate that Nick never wanted it to be because Nick hates doing debates. And you know, he mentioned the name Duncan MacLeod, and I was like, that guy looks familiar. And I was like, Duncan MacLeod. It's like, is this Duncan Can't Die? At one point in time, he went by Duncan Knee Deep, and then, like, you know, it popped up, and I was like, oh shit, that is him. And, you know, then so how far off the deep end he went. I was like, Jesus Christ, this man's falling on harder times than Gem and Holograms. Anyway, it's besides the point. By the way, I am also I'm going to be finishing up Pokemon Legends Arceus. I got like a little bit left of the story before we're like completely done. And I want to play Breath of the Wild on Master Mode leading up to the release of Tears of the Kingdom, because I want to play that as well. And I'm also going to be on Andrew's stream, Caffeinated Wolf, on his Twitch streams every Tuesday. Anyway, it's going to be cool. Tune in Tuesdays at 6:30 Central Time. 6:30? 7:30 Central Time. 6:30 Mountain Time. That's Mountain Time. Nonetheless, at this point in time, I'm just rambling, and that's fine. That's how life is. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. I got a lot of drawing to do. I got some organizing to do, and then I got some other shit to do. Anyway, you guys stay safe. It's real as fuck in these streets. And take it easy.